you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Living the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here, coming at you from beautiful sunny San Diego, and welcome back to the Living the Dream podcast, where we kickstart your week off right with the right mindset to conquer your goals and live your own dream life. And today we're diving into a philosophy that could revolutionize the way that you make your life decisions. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. James Clear, talks about the idea that every decision you make is like casting a vote. It's a vote that you're casting for the person that you want to become. And whether you like the direction or not, each daily action, each choice casts a vote to further become that person. And I also just recently listened to a podcast on the Feel Better, Live More podcast with Dr. Rangan Chatterjee, featuring the very insightful Shane Parrish. And Shane Parrish shared invaluable wisdom on achieving clarity of thought and creating healthy habits, which we can apply to our own lives for remarkable results. So I'm going to break down all the topics that I learned from this episode from Shane Parrish, as well as tie in some of the things that James Clear teaches from his book, Atomic Habits, and all of his other content. The first topic is on the power of making personal rules. Making personal rules, setting clear, non-negotiable rules that guide your daily actions toward your desired outcome, that cast the right votes. It's like having your own personal GPS system for success. And by aligning your behaviors with your values through making these rules, you can override these default habits that may not be taking you closer to your goal and help you make better decisions effortlessly. And in order to become a different person than you are now, you must start to identify as the person who does the things that you want to do, that you eventually want to do. So here's what you do. Make a policy or a rule that you identify with, and find unwavering discipline with that rule. You must identify with this person that you want to become and make it a rule. Imagine these personal rules as your guiding principles, the compass that steers you toward your desired destination. Shane Parrish emphasizes the importance of setting personal rules aligned with our own values, the values of the person that we want to become. These rules act as guardrails, helping us make decisions that reinforce the person that we want to become, whether it's committing to a consistent bedtime or choosing nutritious foods only during one meal. Personal rules empower us to make choices that support our goals. So imagine yourself in the shoes of a busy professional juggling work, family, and personal goals. And you realize that despite your best intentions, you often find yourself succumbing to unhealthy habits like mindlessly snacking and procrastination. But if you listen to Shane Parrish's advice, you decide to set a personal rule that you will do no more mindless snacking after 8 p.m. You are now a person who no longer snacks after 8 p.m. And by making this simple yet powerful commitment to yourself, you begin to notice a shift in your behavior. Maybe you start reaching for healthier snacks before 8 p.m. or simply choosing to hydrate with water instead after 8 p.m. Over time, this small change might snowball into a cascade of positive habits that propel you towards your wellness goal. Maybe you eat better the next day. Maybe you have more room for the good quality nutrients that you should be eating. Another example would be if you're trying to stop smoking. It's a much different perspective if you are out at night and usually your friend asks you to grab a smoke outside and you say, you know what, I'm trying to quit. How does that sound as opposed to, oh, I don't smoke anymore. I'm not a smoker. One of those statements is weak, and it will probably elicit forms of maybe peer pressure or misunderstanding from those who don't really understand what you're trying to go through. But the other one Oh, I don't smoke anymore. I am not a smoker. That one is powerful. It's a rule. It is now who you are and who you want to become. So make a clear, non-negotiable rule that guides your daily actions and casts votes for the person that you want to become. Parrish reminds us that while major decisions in life are definitely significant, those major decisions, it's actually the small, everyday choices that truly shape our paths. James Clear, Atomic Habits, from the things that we want to eat to how we respond to challenges we face. These small decisions, they add up and they mold our identities. When I look at you and what your life currently is, I'm looking at the millions of life decisions and actions and choices that you have made up until this point. Some may argue that life throws us challenges, throws us curveballs, but in the end, it is our choices that have gotten us to where we are today. I personally prefer to see it this way because it gives me power to become the CEO of my own health in my own life. It doesn't give my power away. By setting personal rules, we can ensure that each choice reflects the person that we aspire to be. So here are some actionable takeaways. Personal rules. Identify one specific habit or behavior that you want to change or that you can improve related to your health, fitness, and wellness goals. Then create a rule around it, such as I will drink a glass of water before every single meal, or I will go for a 10-minute walk after every dinner. Commit to this rule. Do it for maybe 21 days just to establish it as a habit and see if it affects your life. You must be unwavering in this rule, though. You're trying to reinforce your neurological pathway that trains us more easily to default to what we are trying to get out of this rule. The less strict you are, the weaker this pathway becomes. You must really think about your bigger why in these moments when you are challenged with, should I follow this rule or should I go back to my old ways? You must be strict and really tune in to that bigger why in these moments in order to have discipline to stick to this rule. And then monitor your progress. What gets tracked gets managed. You can do this through any kind of tracking, a spreadsheet, a calendar, a checklist, whatever the case may be, something on your phone. There's habit tracking apps that you can download. And then once you monitor your progress, and then you can slowly adjust the rule as needed to ensure that it aligns with your goals and the lifestyle of the person that you want to become. But how do we make these rules stick? Here's where James Clear's work on habits comes into play. Clear's book, Atomic Habits, offers invaluable insights into the science of behavior change. And he argues that habits are the compounding interest of self-improvement, small actions repeated consistently over time that then lead to remarkable results. I'll say that again. He argues that habits are compound interest of self-improvement, small actions repeated consistently over time that leads to remarkable results. By implementing Clear's strategy for habit formation, which we did a great episode called How Your Environment Shapes Your Health, How to Make and Break Habits, Snacking Smarter and More, and I'll include the link to this episode in the description. So if you'd like to break down the following a little bit more, check out that episode definitely. How your environment shapes your health, how to make and break habits, snacking smarter and more. But by making habits, number one, obvious, number two, attractive, number three, easy, and number four, satisfying. By making habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, we can turn our personal rules into automatic behaviors that shape our identity. Imagine yourself this lifelong smoker who has tried countless times to quit without success. You probably feel frustrated, you feel defeated, and then you stumble upon Atomic Habits, James Clear's books. And you decide to give some of the things that you learned in this book a shot, and instead of focusing on quitting smoking just altogether, cold turkey, you adopt his strategy of habit stacking. You pair your morning coffee ritual with a short walk around the block. When you normally would have smoked that cigarette, you now have replaced it with a short walk around the block, and you already make that cup of morning coffee. That has already been established as a ritual. So now you're effectively replacing a habit of smoking in the morning to get ready for your day with a healthier alternative in walking around the block. With each step around the block, you reaffirm your identity as a non-smoker. And before you know it, cigarettes become a thing of the past. Here's some actionable takeaways for making those habits stick. Implement habit stacking to integrate new habits into your existing routine. Identify a current habit that you already perform consistently, such as brushing your teeth in the morning or making coffee or working out after work. Anything that you do every day without any effort, it's automatic. That's something that you can stack this new habit on. Pair a new habit that you want to adopt with this existing habit, such as maybe you want to do 5 minutes of stretching immediately after brushing your teeth or immediately before. Maybe you want to do 5 bodyweight exercises while you're waiting for your coffee to brew. Maybe you do mobility anytime you're watching TV, or maybe you read 1 page before you get to open up your social media and scroll. Repeat this pairing as consistently as possible until the new habit becomes automatic. Start very small. This is important. Start very small, almost too easy. Gradually increase the complexity or the duration of the new habit over time to further reinforce it. You have to make it a habit, and the only way you're going to do this is making it so small that it's just a joke. It's too easy. So instead of reading a chapter a day, it's I'm going to take the time to sit down and read 1 paragraph. The next topic, let's tackle the concept of problem solving. Shane Parrish stresses the importance of separating problem definition, defining your problems, to problem solution, solving your problems. Simply defining the problem as opposed to finding a solution to the problem is so important. And this aligns with James Clear's emphasis on understanding the cues, the cravings, the responses, and the rewards that drive our habits. Every single habit has a cue, it has a craving, it has a response or an action, and then there's some sort of reward that drives us to do this habit. By taking the time to clearly define your problem, whatever your issue is, whatever your bad habit is, we then gain insight into the underlying causes of our behavior. From there, we can apply James Clear's framework for habit change to develop effective solutions that address the root cause of the issue. So by taking the time to write down and clearly define your problem before jumping into solutions, we can make more informed decisions and avoid falling into those quick fix traps that it seems that are so alluring. So imagine yourself, you are now an ambitious entrepreneur facing a major setback in your business. And despite your best efforts, you can't seem to find a solution to your company's financial woes. Feeling overwhelmed and on the verge of giving up, you remember Shane Parrish's advice on separating the problem definition from the problem solution. You take a step back and you begin to dissect the issue with fresh eyes. By breaking down the problem into manageable components, you then uncover hidden opportunities and innovative solutions that you had overlooked before. And now you're armed with a newfound clarity that you can navigate your business out of this storm and into a brighter future. So when you're faced with a challenge, take a step back and clearly define the problem that you're trying to solve. Once you have that problem defined, then break down the problem into smaller, more manageable components to identify potential solutions to each of the smaller components. Generate multiple potential solutions and evaluate each one based on its feasibility and alignment with your goals. Maybe some of them don't make any sense. Like, here's this problem and I have a list of solutions. This one doesn't really make sense, so I can kind of scratch that one off. But then you start to get this clearer picture of what is really good and what is not. You have that contrast when you list out multiple potential solutions. And maybe you have a ranking system on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 or 1 to 3. Or you could make something like a pros and cons list based on this is my problem, Here are the pros, here are the cons to my next solution. Here's the solution to it, and I'm going to list out the pros and cons. And then you can really see which ones may align with your goals the best. Then take decisive action on the best solution and just monitor your results and adjust whenever necessary. You're never going to get it right 100% of the time, but when you track it, you'll know how to manage it. Let's move on to the next topic and talk about parenting. Parrish emphasized that parents play a crucial role in shaping their children's behaviors by actually modeling desired actions and providing explanations for rules. By they themselves living by the behaviors that they want their children to live by, parents can instill understanding and responsibility in their little ones. He highlights the impact of parental behavior on children's development, echoing Clear's belief that we model the behaviors we want to see in others. We model the behaviors that we want to see in others. James Clear work on habit stacking, again, a strategy that involves pairing a new habit with an existing one, can be partially useful for parents looking to instill positive behaviors in their children. By integrating Clear's principle of habit formation into parenting practices, we can create a nurturing environment that fosters growth and resilience in our kids. So imagine you and your spouse, your parents of 2 young children, who are constantly at odds over screen time limits. You just can't get them off their screens. Frustrated by your kids' resistance to the rules of being off the screens, you both turn to Shane Parrish's insight for guidance. You realize that your own behavior sets the tone for your children's actions, and you decide to lead by example. Together, you can create a family pact and limit your screen time and engage in more meaningful activities together. By explaining the reasoning behind your rules and modeling the desired behavior, you both empower your children to make healthier choices to start to create lifelong habits of balance and moderation. So some actionable takeaways for parenting is to model healthy behavior and communicate your techniques for your children to promote their physical and emotional well-being. Really just express why the rules are the rules. Then engage your children in activities that promote physical activity and healthy eating, such as cooking together or going on family walks or playing games together that are physical. Encourage open communication and provide explanations for rules and boundaries to help the children understand the importance of these healthy habits. And then the most important one is to lead by example, by prioritizing self-care and demonstrating positive coping strategies for managing stress and emotions. Being the example is so important. Then the next topic was about learning from our experiences. Parrish introduces the concept of the learning loop, which involves experiencing, reflecting, compressing knowledge, and taking action. Often we skip the reflection phase, missing out on valuable insights from our learning experiences. But by journaling and reflecting, we can better understand our choices and then continuously improve. Parrish talks about the concept of the learning loop, which aligns really closely with James' Clear idea of continuous improvement. Clear encourages us to review our habits regularly, assess our progress, and then adjust our strategies as needed. And also, by incorporating Parrish's practice of reflection into this habit building framework, we can then accelerate our learning and refine our approach to self-improvement. So reflective learning is a key aspect of personal growth. You're a lifelong learner committed to continuous improvement, and you start to emphasize the learning loop, and you start journaling about your experiences and your insights that happen throughout the day. Each day you take a few moments to reflect on your actions, take a few moments to reflect on your choices and the outcomes of those choices. And then through this process of self-reflection, you start to gain valuable insights into your habits, into your beliefs, and into your values. Then with all of this, you're now armed with this newfound self-awareness, and you're able to course correct. You're able to adapt and evolve on your journey towards becoming a better version of yourself. So if you're going to take away anything from this reflective learning, You have to incorporate reflective practices into your daily routine. Maybe you journal in the morning, maybe you journal at night, maybe you take time to journal as you go throughout the day. Just set aside time each day to journal about your experiences, thoughts, emotions, all related to your health, your fitness, and your wellness. I keep a notes section on my phone. I actually have a day one journal app that I absolutely love. I think I have like a 5-year streak of journaling every single day. And as I go, I just journal everything that happened in my day. I don't do quite as well of a job actually listing out how I feel about these things and the outcomes of these things, but I do get on there a lot of stuff that is really important to me. So I think that's one way that I could grow. But reflect on your successes when you journal. Reflect on your challenges. Where are your areas for improvement? And how can you identify patterns and insights that can inform your future actions? Use reflection as an opportunity to celebrate progress, to learn from setbacks, and to adjust your approach to align with your goals and your values. And then moving on to mindset. Parrish highlights the importance of taking control of our lives and overcoming the victim mentality. While external circumstances may influence our starting points, we have the power to shape our trajectories through self-awareness, through feedback, and through proactive actions. And this echoes James Clear's belief in the power of identity-based habits, which is the idea of adopting the identity of the person that you want to become. We can transform our behavior from the inside out. Clear's concept of habit identity aligns perfectly with Parrish's call to action here, which is empowering us to redefine ourselves and to take ownership of our own destinies. Imagine yourself a high-performing, high-achieving professional grappling with imposter syndrome. Despite your numerous accomplishments, you just can't shake the feeling that you're a fraud and that your success is just a fluke. But inspired by the message that Shane Parrish says to take control of your life and decide to confront your inner demons head on, you begin to challenge those negative self-talk thoughts and replace it with the empowering affirmations that you can. With each small victory, you can chip away at the imposter syndrome that has held you back for so long. And before you know it, you're standing tall in your own truth, confident in your own abilities, and ready to conquer any challenge that comes your way. An actionable takeaway for your mindset is to create that growth mindset to overcome self-limiting beliefs and challenge your negative self-talk, replacing it with positive affirmations that reinforce your confidence and your resilience. It seems woo-woo, but it really does help. Embrace all the setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. Reframe those obstacles, those challenges as temporary on the path to success. And most importantly, surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift and encourage you on your journey. Seek out mentors and role models, those who embody the mindset and behaviors that you aspire to emulate. And also, let's talk about stress. Parrish reminds us that the stress we experience can either hinder us or it can enhance our decision-making abilities, depending on what our mindset is when it comes to that stress. By viewing stress as manageable and even beneficial in the long term, we can then navigate challenges with resilience and growth in mind. James Clear, he offers practical strategies for managing stress and building resilience, such as reframing challenges as opportunities for growth and focusing on what's within our control. What can you control? By combining that with Parrish's insight on stress management and James Clear's habit formation tactics, we can then create this mindset of resilience and adaptability that empowers us to thrive in the face of adversity. Imagine yourself a high-powered executive. You're in charge of this big company, navigating the pressures of corporate life. And despite your success and your business's success, you now often find yourself overwhelmed by stress and anxiety. You decide to adopt a new perspective. Instead of viewing stress as a hindrance, you see it as an opportunity for growth and resilience. And with each stressful situation, you remind yourself that you have the power to choose how you respond to these situations. Now, armed with this newfound mindset, you can navigate the challenges of your career with a little more confidence, emerging stronger and more resilient than before. So develop these effective stress management strategies to maintain physical and mental well-being during your challenging times. Practice mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing or meditation, or both. And this will help to reduce the stress and promote relaxation so you can get a clearer mind on just how you're going to attack this stress that's coming into your life. Engage in physical activity because this is going to help relieve tension and boost mood-enhancing endorphins. Things like yoga or strength training or getting outside and walking in the mountains or the hills. Engage in regular physical activity. They release these hope endorphins into your body, acting as antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication that your brain creates. Prioritize self-care. Activities that bring you joy and rejuvenate your mind and body, such as spending time in nature and indulging in hobbies that you actually look forward to, that you love, that you enjoy. And again, most importantly, seek support from friends, family, or professionals, counselors, or mentors to process these stressors and then help build resilience in the face of those adversities. And lastly, let's discuss the concept of positioning. Just like Warren Buffett strategically positions himself in the market, we can strategically position ourselves in life to withstand any challenges and seize opportunities from these challenges. By curating our environments and developing valuable skills, we can create a mental space that fosters clear thinking and positive outcomes. Parrish emphasizes the importance of creating an environment that supports clear thinking and positive outcomes, which is a concept that aligns with James' Clear idea of shaping your surroundings to reinforce whatever your desired behavior is. The goal is to remove friction from any of the good habits that you have, make it easier, and add friction to the bad habits that you may have. We can create an ecosystem that nurtures our growth and propels us towards success. Imagine yourself a young professional eager to climb the ranks in your industry, whatever it is. And by creating an environment for success, you decide to take proactive steps to position yourself for advancement. You invest in personal development, advancement opportunities. You network with leaders in your industry. You seek out mentors who can offer guidance and support. And in this way, by curating your environment and actively seeking out opportunities for growth, you set yourself up for success, propelling yourself towards your career goals with confidence and determination. Some actionable takeaways for strategic positioning would be to identify potential barriers or obstacles that may hinder your progress, such as unhealthy food choices or sedentary habits, and then implement strategies to remove or minimize these barriers, such as meal prepping, getting healthy snacks ready, scheduling regular movement breaks throughout the day, reading Atomic Habits and implementing some of the things you learned from that book into your life. Surround yourself with positive influences and resources that inspire and motivate you to stay committed to your goals. Whether it's joining a supportive community or following influential figures in the health and wellness industry, you can achieve it. Continuously evaluate and adjust your environment to ensure it aligns with your evolving needs, and then foster that mindset of adaptability and growth. So, in wrapping up all of this, what can we take away from Shane Parrish's insights and James Clear's insights? Personal rules, clear problem definition, not just identifying the problem, but finding solutions, mindful parenting, reflective learning and journaling, having that proactive mindset, and being able to adequately manage your stress, as well as strategically position yourself and the things in your environment to better go after the things that you want. All of these elements contribute to our journey towards becoming a better version of ourselves. And mindset is everything. That by adopting the right mindset, we can overcome any obstacle, achieve any goal, and live the dream life that we deserve, that we want. So let's embrace the power of mindset. Let's cultivate habits that serve us. And the majority of the time, let's cast these votes for the person who we want to eventually become. Remember, every decision that you make in your day is a vote for the person that you want to become. So let's cast our votes wisely and live out our own dreams. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this Mindset Monday episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Please share the knowledge that you gain with your friends and family and hold each other accountable. If you enjoy this content, it helps a ton if you could post on your social media stories a screenshot of this episode with just one takeaway that you learned, and make sure that you tag me and share your journey. Tag me at livingthedream_podcast or at Coach Damien_SD. And let us know how this episode benefited you. Let us know what we missed. Let us know what we got wrong. Tell us how you create healthy habits to effortlessly achieve your goals. We want to know. Message us if you have any suggestions or tips that would help your Living the Dream team that we can discuss on future episodes. I'll be right here with you, working on making us stronger, happier, and healthier humans. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.